Hey guys, this is Jen from Our Change of Art, and today I have a really great and simple card for you. We're going to be using one of the older sets from Altenew. It's from our Sketchy Cities Abroad set. Now, it's been a while since I've inked this one up, but I really love it, so I'm excited to give it some use on a card today. Now, the only thing I did before I started was I folded my card base. This is actually some of the heavyweight cardstock that you can get at Michael's, and I really love this. It's super thick and perfect for card bases. Now, to give myself a level area for stamping, I'm just going to open it up and then take a piece of just plain blue painter's tape and apply it on the edge here so I don't end up going over onto the back of my card. If I did, it's really no big deal. I'm okay with it. Now I'm going to be inking this up with some Memento Tuxedo black ink because it's a really great ink for Copic coloring, and I am going to do a little bit of coloring on this card. Okay, now that that's all inked up, I could just line everything up here using my grid mat and the grid on the block, or I guess this is my Fiskars stamp press rather. And once I have it where I like it, I'm just going to stamp it down. And I'm just leaving a little bit of a border at the bottom. Okay, make sure to apply firm and even pressure, and the stamp press is great for this because it's just a little bit flexible. And then once it pops up, you've got a really cool look. Now, I see that it's not going all the way to the edge of my card because I think I stamped too far over to the left, so I can fix that easily just with a fine marker. There we go. Alright, now while I have all this stuff out, I'm going to set this aside and just grab a scrap piece of the same thick cardstock. You could really use any cardstock here. And I'm going to stamp it again. Now this is the one that I'm going to be that I'm going to be coloring with Copic markers. And I'm not even going to use the whole skyline, so I'm just focusing my ink on one side over here. And I'm just going to use this one as a guide to see how far up I should stamp the buildings, because I'm going to have this line up with the front panel or the front of the card. You'll see just in a little bit. And there we go. Sorry I went a little off frame there. Much better. Alright, I'm going to set this aside so I can clean it off, and then we'll get to the coloring part. Now, I'm not the best Copic colorer, and sometimes simplest is best. So instead of doing any shading on this card, I'm just simply going to color in the buildings, one color per building, and following this kind of cute bluish greenish color scheme. I tested out a few markers on the side of my paper here just to see what I liked, and I grabbed my 5 favorites. I think this is a really cute and bright color set that would be really great for masculine or feminine cards. Now, as I said, I'm not going to be using this whole cityscape, but I'm just going to start over here kind of in the middle off to the right and start coloring things in. And then once I'm finished, I'll be able to decide exactly which portion of this I'm going to want to use for my card. Now, I just realized that part of this wasn't filming. I'm actually not sure how much of it you saw. Maybe I lost it after a few seconds, maybe you missed the whole thing, I'm not positive. But all I did was use my grid mat and the assistance of a ruler to help me line everything up so I can stamp this sentiment. And this sentiment is from the Sketchy Cities Abroad, and I really love that it's nice, small, and it fits in perfectly with this card. I want to have a lot of white space on this one. Now, since I have everything already lined up with the card base, all I have to do is slice off the portion that I want and then match it up with where it belongs. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be mounting it with foam tape, and I will show you what it looks like when that's all done. And here is the completed card. I considered adding like enamel dots or sequins or pearls, but I really just love the simplicity of how this turned out. And it's really effective how you have the spotlighting on one panel. I think it's really cool. So I hope you give a technique like this a try and have a fabulous day. Bye.